Yes. Okay, welcome back. We would like to acknowledge that we are privileged to meet on the unceded and ancestral territories of the Squamish and St'át'imc nations. We have an agenda recommendation.
That the agenda of this meeting be approved.
Thank you, Melissa, and a second. Thank you, Celeste, and all in favor. Can I see everybody online?
Hi.
Yes. All right. Okay, that's approved. We have a minutes recommendation.
That the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting held on May 13th, 2026 be adopted.
Thank you, Melissa, and a second. Thank you, Lisa, and all in favor, and that is carried. Do we have any trustee items? Okay, seeing none. That moves us to number 4, information items, trustee calendar and upcoming events. Danielle, go ahead.
Okay. We have the Pemberton Transportation and Maintenance Recognition Lunch next on June 23rd. I think it's next.
I think it's
Next
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. That's from 11:30 to 12:30. So there's a change in time for those people who are attending. So just so you're aware that time has been changed.
I will be there, but I will be 15 minutes late.
That should be fine. Okay, so that's changed from 11:30 to 12:30. And then our joint Village of Pemberton and board meeting is now happening the same day, but there's been a change in time to that as well, and that's at 1 p.m. that afternoon. So they did mention to us that they're going to start their meeting open, and then they'll close the meeting. So we might not be able to like come in right at 1. We might have to wait outside for a little bit again. So just stay tuned for that on the day of. Is there any changes to who's attending that day at all? Is everyone who?
Did I
Okay.
say yes or no?
I think you said no.
Okay.
Were you, I'm sorry, Lisa, were you a yes?
I am a no.
No. Okay. Alyssa's a yes. I'm a yes.
Cynthia's a yes.
And Rachel's a yes.
Rachel and Rebecca.
I don't know about Rebecca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. And then on starting Sunday, July 5th is the CSBA conference, which goes until
wow.
Wednesday, July 8th. So that's coming up pretty quick. And that's all I have for that.
And Lisa, you're still able to attend on the 7th and the 8th, right?
I can definitely do the 8th and I can do half a day on the 7th.
Okay.
I haven't had a lot of information released about CSBA. Is there? Am I missing it?
Oh, there's been a lot of like just what's in the trustee BCSA every weekly.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
weekly. There's
okay.
been a lot
Yeah.
on the weekly.
I haven't seen
I just
anything
wondered
other
if it
than
would be something different.
that. I haven't seen
Don't forget,
anything.
Chris, you need to try to find a membership.
Okay.
Okay,
You want me
that's
to keep
that.
moving? Okay, and then just a sub bullet item is the school learning plan proposed dates. So if there's any specific schools that you would like to attend for next year, please let us know now, or you can email Archie.
Right.
Let us know.
Okay. Archie, I will not be here for any of the November 4th ones. But I will be here for the October 21st ones.
Cynthia wanted you to know that she is free for any school date. She's available every day scheduled.
Okay. Is there anyone else that has preferences for school learning plan? Schools or dates or availability? As of right now?
It doesn't have the schools listed yet.
No.
No, we haven't figured those out yet,
Okay.
but we can try to pencil you in.
Well, I would like the consistency of House on Secondary if it's not on the November 4th date.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I would like to go to school, but I haven't been to yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else? No, we're good. Okay, moving on to the discussion items. The 2026, 2027 board meeting dates. They have been set. I just want to highlight 3 dates. So the September 3rd, Wednesday. Is that a, okay, I've got September 3rd, but I don't think that's our meeting date, is it?
No.
No. But there is an extra week this summer, so it's September 23rd. Yeah, no, that's, what is our September date?
September.
Okay,
16th.
I'll just speak to that one.
Okay.
Okay, so what in the board meeting dates there's the regular board meeting date, September 16th, which is the
Second.
I
Third.
guess it's the third Wednesday in
Third
September.
Wednesday.
So that's the regular board meeting date. And then we're proposing to have an extra board meeting date in September so that the board meeting isn't so long to go over the year ahead. And just wanted to float that idea by everybody if to see if that sounds good, because we do think that's such an important presentation and feel like time and attention needs to be given to
Right.
that presentation. So just wanted to see if everybody what the thoughts
So
were on
that's September
that.
23rd, and we did, staff did say that it also could be held in the evening if it makes life easier for people who work, so. Celeste, was that what you were going to mention, or?
No, I was just gonna say, any opportunity where based on the noise and the public's such.
Yeah.
And something that they quality as we talk about the quality of our attention.
Yeah.
And if it's not a Wednesday.
I believe September 23rd is a Wednesday, and the rationale for moving it out was that Chris is on the September, it's not like we're splitting the meeting. September 23rd is only going to be devoted to Chris's presentation of the year ahead,
Mhm.
because that does take a significant amount of time, and he puts a lot of effort into it. And it's nice to have it be the only agenda item so that we can all appreciate it.
Mhm.
So if anybody have any problems with that, Lisa, are you okay with that? Yes, okay, so let's move ahead with that. Also, November is also the school board meeting in November is the 3rd Wednesday because of Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day this year is actually on Wednesday. So we've moved it to the 3rd Wednesday in November. Anything else you needed to say on that?
Same for the June board meeting, for June 2027. We've moved it to the 3rd Wednesday, similar to the last 2 years. So the June meeting will be 1 week later as well.
Okay. Any more questions on the calendar for next year? I mean, that's just the board meeting dates, but and the learning plans. Okay, so moving on to board meeting procedure.
Well, we're doing trustee elections first.
Oh, sorry, I got too many notes on my page. It's all glued in. Okay, 2026 school trustee election update. Danielle, go ahead.
Okay. I am going to, do you want me to do it? Or you want to do it? Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Okay, no worries.
go ahead, Danielle.
Or she's just bringing up the presentation.
Oh, right.
I can do it if you would rather. Okay, so I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on trustee elections, just so everybody knows what's happening. So next slide, please. These dates are already out there, but just as a reminder to trustees and the public, the nomination for trustee elections begins Tuesday, September 1st, 2026, and the nomination period closes Friday, September 11th, 2026. So there's only 10 days there open for nomination. I'm currently working with the different municipalities on whether or not they want me to accept nomination papers for the school district right now. We haven't confirmed that with all the municipalities. However, we have confirmed with SLRD, the Squamish-Lillooet Regional District, that I will be accepting nomination papers on behalf of that specific municipality. And they will also be accepting nomination papers, but because they're so widespread, it makes sense that there's like a number of places for nomination papers to be accepted. And I'll be working closely with that. And then I just have to confirm with the other municipalities on how that will work. So stay tuned for that.
So that would mean that we could potentially see you instead of going to village office?
That's correct.
To get the application or just to submit it?
To submit. Bless
Okay,
you.
so we
To
still have to
accept.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have to pick it up, but that would be like for me to sign off on it. So right now, there is an agreement in place that I will do that for the SLRD, but I'm not sure about the other municipalities at this point.
Okay.
So the candidate nomination withdrawal deadline is September 18th, 2026. So even if you do submit your papers and you decide to withdraw, that's the last day for withdrawal. And the election day is October 17th, 2026, which falls on a Saturday. Next slide, please. Currently, we're working on cost sharing agreements. So with the District of Squamish and SLRD, we have, I have signed the agreements and we're just waiting for the fully executed copy to come back to us, which means that the municipalities have to sign on their side, but we have worked out an agreement with each other. We're just waiting for the final signatures. For RMOW, the Regional Municipality of Whistler, we're currently reviewing and working with them on a draft agreement, but they have agreed to run the election for us. And the Village of Pemberton, that one's completely executed and signed already. So next slide, please. Candidate information sessions. So this is the sessions usually Chris and I will put on with the municipalities that explains like what the role of a trustee is, what the expectations is for time commitments, all those kind of things. Anybody is welcome to join current trustees and any potential trustees who are interested. We would love to see you come to those. We do have confirmed dates for the Whistler information session. So there's one on June 29th at the Whistler Public Library in the evening, and there's also one on August 26th. Do you have a question? Yes, go ahead.
Will you be sharing this information session out to us so that we can share it to other people?
Yep.
Like a poster
Sure.
or something?
Mhm.
Based on, just so folks know, based on the BCST, it's just the.
No, I know. I just, so if someone's curious, they go meet.
Yeah.
meet them.
So I haven't come to it yet, but we do have a website that has like a lot of information on there. So this can all be found on there too. Yeah. So right now, I believe we do have dates for the District of Squamish and Village of Pemberton, but it's not like fully even announced or anything yet.
Right.
So I believe that they're both happening in August. So just, and it would be lovely to have any one of you attend. So that'd be nice to have you there. And for SLRD, they did not have a session for 2022. So I haven't confirmed with them if they're doing one for this year. Likely not, but I will check in with them on that. Because I think I'm having meetings with all the municipalities just to talk about elections, running of the elections and basic information and answering questions with each other. So that'll be one of the questions that I'll be asking them just to confirm if they're running a session or not. Any questions on that at all? Okay, on the next slide, please. Okay, so who's running the election? So the District of Squamish is running the elections for the District of Squamish trustees. The Regional Municipality of Whistler is running for Whistler, and they're running the 2 SLRD areas for our school district. So that is a change because previously SLRD was run partially by SLRD and then partially by the District of Squamish for that area. So that's a change. And so I'm going to be meeting with them. Mhm.
Area D is very far away. Why? does that happen?
Part of it isn't, right? So part of it goes like up to
Part of it,
Whistler.
but part of it
Yeah.
is-
That's just what SLRD has negotiated, that agreement that they would run that for them.
So, sorry, just for clarification, so that means.
Sorry, Melissa had her.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Melissa,
That's
go
all right.
ahead.
So if people are wanting to vote in the SLRD, will they have to go to Whistler?
Yeah, that's what.
Like the people who are in Birkin and Darcy, they'll have to go to Whistler to vote?
No,
Okay.
so we've already made an arrangement that like for Darcy, like we're still gonna be having a voting station at Blackwater Creek, and I'm and I'm sure they're gonna be doing the same thing for like I'm sure they're gonna try to keep the same polling station. So I'm not really sure what the plan is for that, but I just asked to ask them. That was one of my requests, is to make sure that they have like polling stations in accessible locations across all of the
Yeah.
areas. So
Area C
Right.
feels like this, about the Meadows, Darcy, and Kemerton in the middle.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So to go into Whistler, you'd lose a lot of.
mhm.
so it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna have it in Whistler.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so same for areas. They
Right.
have to go to this.
I'm not sure exactly. So that's one of the questions I need to ask, but they've worked out for an agreement with them because I haven't seen it.
So did that happen last time, Celeste? Did people from Britannia get to vote in Britannia?
In Squamish.
In
Squamish.
Squamish?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a meeting coming up with all the meeting with all the municipalities, and these are the questions that I'll be asking where they're having these polling sites.
I just would hate to lose people because of restrictions getting there, because it's so hard to get people to vote. in the first
Yes,
place.
totally. Agreed. Okay, and we do have a website that we're updating. So take a peek on that. I think you can find it under board, like on our website under board, and then there's trustee elections, and there's a lot of information on there. So it has what it has, and there's all this information I've shared with you today, plus it has election limits for advertising on there for trustees, as well as links to these other sites, the Elections BC, and what else? And I think, yeah, just a bunch of like really, it also has a trustee remuneration compensation on there in case any potential trustees are interested in running. It explains, what the pay is and stuff like that, because that's one of the questions people often ask. And then we also included information on our website about what kind of events trustees are expected to attend. So we'll be updating that website over the next few months constantly, just as information comes through. Yeah. And I think is that it? Is that the last page? Yeah, so that's it. Any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, so that takes us to C, board meeting procedure. Please go ahead, Danielle.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, sure, you can bring it up. Okay, so I attended a BC ASBO conference in May. And this is basically very similar to the presentation they put on. They shared the slides with me, and I thought it'd be very helpful. Just most of this is just Robert's Rules reminders. So I just wanted to go over that with everybody. So next slide. Okay, so Robert Rules of Order. Any presiding officer will do well to bear in mind that no rules can take the place of tact and common sense a part of the chair. In ordinary meetings, it's undesirable to raise points of order or minor irregularities of a purely technical character. if it is clear that no one's rights are being infringed upon and no real harm is being done to the proper transaction of business. Go to next slide, please. So this is really important that this slide, I think. So order, one person speaks at a time. The chair or designated person keeps the speakers lineup. So April and I have made an agreement that I'm going to be helping her with speakers lineup ongoing. So so she's going to be looking at me if there's like a lot of people that like wanting to speak at once, that, you know, we're going to ask people that put their hand up, or, you know, put your hand up on, you can put the raise a hand function on your screen, and we will do our best to keep track of the order of people who are speaking. Okay. Focusing on the group's core mandate, staying on topic, establishing outcomes, efficiency on a per topic basis on a per person basis, equality, ensuring proper notice and equal opportunities to speak and share insights, decorum, remaining civilized and respectful, focusing on issues, not personalities, and safe environment, making it possible to share unpopular but necessary points without fear. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. Well, this is one thing that I think we could probably do a little bit better of a job of, is only one person speaks at a time when recognized by the chair. So we're going to try to do a better job of controlling who's.
Maybe I could speak to that and just interject a
Sure.
little bit, because it was happening quite a bit this morning. And I just wanted to clarify too, like if it's Danielle and Alana giving the presentation, I don't feel like you need to, like if it's Alana speaking and then if she throws it over to you, I don't feel that that needs chair intervention, because it is your presentation, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I need to really try to get a hand on the cross, like, you know, because it's so natural when, if Celeste asks a question of either the person giving the presentation or somebody else feels that they need to answer, to just answer. And then in the way conversations in life goes, then, you know, somebody else would feel that they just need to answer back. And so it ends up being this cross table conversation that at that point I have lost complete control over chairing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's really, really hard, because it's a natural human tendency to, if you're asked a direct question, to give that answer, but there could be somebody else waiting in the queue. So please, let's really try hard to do that. Go ahead, Celeste.
You're doing a great job. You know, but you're doing a very, very good job of it. And I think that going back to the second slide in your slide deck, if maintaining a somewhat, like you have to maintaining a somewhat conversational tone to a degree in these discussions. If it becomes overly rigid or overly critical, I think you're going to lose something. I understand that you're receiving advice on how this should go, but I think be very careful about the level of rigidity that you're bringing to this, because there is something in those little communications where there is value. So I would just caution about the level of rigidity that second slide says it all. As long as no one's rights are being infringed upon, and the flow of our meetings and conversation, us seven having conversations at this level, don't get caught up in the conversations. It might feel like a lot, but I really do think every it's better than so hopefully it's so very rigid person, because I think folks.
And I'm okay with all of that, as long as it's a common understanding, and as long as everybody is good with the conversational piece, because I too find it very natural. And I too, as a chair, have a really hard time shutting that down and trying to keep a speakers list. But I mean, we do need to be cognizant of other people wanting to get in, but I also don't want to get in a position as the chair of constantly being called on a point of order or being corrected for not doing that. So we need to then come to a common understanding. I'm totally fine with exactly what you're saying, Celeste. I just don't want to get in the position of having to be, because then I get rattled. Go ahead, Celeste.
I don't, I mean, I've heard of this before, I don't know if there've been.
Yeah. A lot.
Well, I think you're doing good.
Okay.
And I don't want to lose all of our, you know, like we have to, there's just something there, like this fine balance. And, you know, you need a gavel. So when people get out of control, you can bang the thing. Maybe we need like a little squeezy duck or something funny. I'll get something.
Cynthia said that, has said that all along. April, you need a gavel.
But it needs to be a funny one.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty good.
I think what I heard is that Danielle is gonna help be your guy.
She's gonna help be the gavel.
Thank you.
Correct. Okay, so I think then if we kind of have that agreement with what Celeste is saying, that we allow this back and forth conversation, and I don't feel like I need to jump in and stop it unless there's all kinds of people with their hands up. I'm okay with that, as long as we share that at our next board meeting and we're all clear. Go ahead.
We can check in. Like if things, there's no, like, it's not exact, you'll just have to have a feel for it. And maybe we check in from time to time, and if it seems like things aren't working, we can talk about it. But I don't, from my perception, I don't see things as not working. I think there's a decent balance between the human piece of it and actually having. I don't.
Thank you.
Maybe they are, I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Okay. Any other comments before Danielle moves on? Okay, thank you, Danielle.
Okay. Sorry, I can't remember where I left
We're on the
off here,
chair or
but-
designated person keeps the speakers list. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be helping April with that. At the May board meeting, there was a lot of cross contact. It was really hard to keep track of who was speaking and whose turn it was, and to make sure that everybody's voice was being heard. So I'm going to be helping her when it is like in that kind of time happening like that. We're going to try to, you know, as I mentioned, try to ask everyone to put their hand up, and we'll try to do it in order. And debate on a proposal is permitted only in reference to a pending motion. So one thing that was discussed at when this presentation was being presented was that if there is a motion on the table and then somebody amends the motion, that we should be, not we, but the board should be debating the amended motion, and then the amended motion is what should be voted on. If it's voted for to adopt the amended motion, then that's the new motion. If that's voted against, then we go back to the original motion. And you're only allowed to amend a motion twice. I think maybe that might be in the slides later, but I'll go over that.
So just to make sure I heard that right. So if we have a motion and then we decide we're going to amend it, we don't have to vote that motion down. We can amend it immediately, discuss the amended, and then vote on the amended.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So you vote on the amended first.
Yeah.
If it's declined or doesn't go through, then you go back to the original motion.
That's so much easier.
Yes, exactly.
But
Okay,
we can only do that twice.
that's right. Otherwise, then you have to just defeat the whole thing and just start with a new motion. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so in addition, the chair should ensure duration of discussion is not excessive. I don't think we really have too much of that here, but it was just mentioned in some school districts, you know, that they had trustees coming up and speaking for very long periods of time on a report, or they give a report out like very long, lengthy reports. So they're trying to limit that by saying that no one can speak more than twice on a motion for longer than 10 minutes at each time. So I think for the most part, we don't have that problem, but it is good to know that we aren't supposed to be speaking to a motion more than twice unless it's you're bringing new information or there's more new information to consider. Okay, next slide, please. Managing the speaker list and duration of speeches is important from preventing one or a few members from dominating. First-time speakers will be given priority over second-time speakers. So I feel like we haven't really been doing ensuring that, and so that is something that we are going to be focusing on now. So just FYI for everybody, we're going to try to ensure that first-time speakers will be given priority over second-time speakers when we're talking about different issues.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's noticed it, but I have today tried to ensure that everybody has had an opportunity to speak, even if they didn't raise their hands, right? So that kind of helps that a little bit. And I think comes further along in the slide.
Yeah, thanks. Next slide, please. Decorum, remaining civilized and respectful, focusing on issues, not personalities, safe environment, making it possible to share unpopular but necessary points without fear, and board policy, we have this already in place, meeting procedures and trustee code of conduct. So next slide, please. Hopefully we don't ever have to do this, but this is just for everybody's information. So the chair or other member presiding at a meeting may expel from the meeting a person other than a trustee who's the presiding member considered guilty of improper conduct. So it's just information for you to know that that's out there if ever we need to. And a majority of trustees present at a meeting of the board may expel a trustee from the meeting for improper conduct as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next slide, please. Use a principle-based approach when applying the rules, but very important that the rules are applied consistently for all members. Point of order, do not focus on the interpretation of standalone provision of Robert's rules. The focus should be on whether the decision-making process was fair and if anyone's rights have been violated. So next slide, please. The objective of meeting procedures is to further the work of the board by creating equality amongst decision makers to efficiently conduct business. So the chair may have to adjust the approach to ensure that one or few decision makers are not dominating the meeting. So which April's spoken to, that she's going to make sure that she hears from everyone to make sure that people's voices are being heard. Next slide, please. I think the board in general is really good at this. So once a decision is made, it is no longer a majority decision. It's a collective decision, and the minority is duty bound to accept it as a legitimate collective decision and move on. If there's a need to revisit the decision later, individuals should do so within established processes. Next slide, please. Minutes. Verbatim minutes should be avoided unless required for legal reasons. Instead, decisions only minutes or anecdotal minutes should be taken, capturing key points with minimal or no attribution of comments to persons. Okay, next slide. And that's it. So,
Any questions?
feedback,
Anybody?
questions?
Melissa, go ahead.
I think that's great, and I think that we put a note to bring this up again in November. We have
New board.
potential new board.
Yeah, I think we haven't talked about it yet, but I think April's going to be speaking about trustee onboarding, but that could be a big part of that.
Mhm.
And that's sort of some of the stuff that, you know, Chris and I, when we do those trustee election sessions, we do go over some of those things.
Mhm.
And then, you know, when people were new trustees, we kind of talked about some of that stuff too, but it's always a good reminder. Yeah.
And I do also like what Melissa's saying, especially if the onboarding sessions don't include the entire board, because they may just include the new trustees.
Mhm.
So I do think it's an idea. November's a good time to put it on the agenda, and I'm going to bring it to the agenda setting committee to put the highlights of that presentation again. I don't think hearing it more than once is a problem. especially because today we're missing a big, huge chunk of our board. Right, so, okay. Thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing that with us. It's helpful for sure. Okay, trustee onboarding. So as you know, I'm also on the PLC. I'm also co-chair of the branch with Cynthia. So I've been on a lot of these meetings recently, at the branch meeting as well. The chair meeting. So there's a lot of talk about the way that we want education going after the election. So I know that I've shared with you before that PLC operates on the 4-year cycle. So the first professional learning piece that we attend when we go to Academy this year and when we go to AGM this year will kind of look similar if you remember back to that first one we ever went to, or the very first one. I don't know how, probably not as far back as Rebecca or Celeste, but recently, since Gordon Lee has been doing it, it's very structured. So the first one will be very much about what it means to be a trustee and what's the difference between governance and operations, and all those kinds of things will be the focus of the BCSTA first Academy and first AGM. As far as our own board, doing like our own trustee orientation, there is, and I think I shared it with you, Danielle. I think I forwarded the email to you, so you'll have the whole package. But there, during the chairs meeting, there was an offer brought forward by a couple of districts who have really seemed to have really zeroed in on making a really easy, good onboarding session following an election. And so they have shared that with us. We don't have to use it, but at least it gives everybody a starting point. So I've shared that with Danielle and I think Archie, and we could use that if we choose. So looking forward to, and also we were talking during that meeting that we were talking about using, or maybe that was us, that we were talking about using some of our fall education sessions about onboarding, and maybe just as a board doing a book club or something like that. Go ahead, Celeste.
BCSDA has great material online. That stuff is always was there.
Yeah.
It's really too well.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Gordon might have been
I don't think he's been there that long, but
around, but he might have been around maybe in a different role.
maybe.
I feel like he's been around forever, but anyway. Yeah, it was like, I mean, Ellie Nina was doing a lot of speaking. And
Right.
seems like
For sure. Okay, so that takes us to, unless there's any questions, Lisa, are you good? All good, okay. That takes us to action items. 2026 school trustee election, chief elections officer appointment, Danielle, did you not already talk to them about that?
No, I need to actually be appointed by the board.
Okay. There is a recommendation.
That the committee of the whole recommend the board appoint Secretary Treasurer Haverstock as the chief elections officer for the 2026 school trustee election.
Thank you, Melissa, and a second. Thank you, Celeste, and all in favor? Lisa? Okay, thank you, and that's scary. Okay, questions of clarification from the public?
I don't think there's anything here. Nothing here.
Nothing? Okay, so seeing nothing else, I think I can call this meeting adjourned. And can I call the meeting adjourned?
Yeah.
Let me know when we're offline.
We're early, yeah.
Yeah.
We're very